How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video on MTG Ownage. I've been wanting to have this conversation for a while, and I don't know how to have it other than to just come out with it and try to say it. So, the problem with Magic, and I'm talking more, I guess more paper Magic, but really goes for all Magic. The game, okay, the Magic notably has a high turnover rate. People play it, they quit, and that's a pretty well-known fact that most people don't play for that long. It's usually like a half a year, maybe less. I'm not real 100% sure on the numbers, but it seems pretty clear that people quit pretty frequently. And I think I know why, and I don't understand why Wizards of the Coast continues what they're doing. Now, the thing I'm talking about, the problem, let's just look at, like, I don't know, can we look at some tournament decks? Yeah, here we go. So, recent Standard League. You'll notice all the top decks are the same. Now that in itself is sort of a problem. I mean, obviously if you're running black, you have to have 4 Cauldron Familiars and you have to have 4 Witch's Ovens. That right there tells you something. And this wasn't even a deck until Oko was banned. Well, I guess this was a deck. It wasn't a good deck until Oko was banned. What? Corvold's up to 25? Oh, that's for 3 of them, I think. It's gotta be for 3 of them. That seems really expensive. Yeah, okay. So that's not that big of a problem. Sure, Cauldron Familiar Witch's Oven's kind of like annoying, but it's not like broken, and it doesn't necessarily ruin the game. For me, it does. Honestly, for me, it ruins the game because I can't grasp how you can cook a cat, then have the cat that got cooked eat its cooked self to come back to life. I can't grasp that. I can't wrap my head around that. And I know it's like whatever, but it makes so little sense to me that it's just going to bother me forever. And yeah, they knowingly put that in there. But the real problem is some of the cards they print. And of course, you know about Oko and how annoying that was to play against. I'm sure quite a few people quit Magic just because of Oko. But let's just forget about Theros. I know Theros is coming out soon. That's going to have its own host of problems, I'm sure. I'm not even talking about Theros. Let's just talk about Throne of Eldraine and War of the Spark, the last 2 sets. And Core 2020, maybe. Core 2020 is pretty interesting. But one of the big problems with War of the Spark, and it's still a problem to this day. Let's see, where's the card at? This guy, Teferi, Time Raveler. Why do they keep doing this? I know this card is like, some people love it and think it's great. I don't know if you can read it even here. Make this bigger. But the whole problem with this card is it's no fun to play against. It basically makes your opponent not want to ever play Magic again. Not just like lose the game. Of course, it does make them lose the game. But it reads, each opponent can't play Magic anymore. Why are you wasting your time playing Magic if you're not allowed to play Magic? So, I don't know, that's how I feel when someone plays this against me, is I basically want to scoop and close or walk away or leave, sell all my cards. I don't know if that happens to other people, but any of these cards that say you're not allowed to play Magic, I get it. You know, you make mistakes as a company, you print things that shouldn't have been printed, and you ban them and whatnot, and life goes on. But the problem is they keep printing them, and they keep doing it, and they don't learn. And that's really frustrating. This is the reason people end up in mental hospitals, from basically not learning ever. You know, it's like, how else can I explain this? So I think the Wizards of the Coast development team sort of needs a mental health check really bad. I guess they've needed it for years. Pretty much any time they print something like this, it makes me wonder, what are you? I can't help but try to figure out, like, are they trying to ruin the game? Is this their goal? Is their goal to actually ruin the game? Which doesn't make sense. I mean, they want to make money. They're a company. So it doesn't make sense that they want to ruin the game. But they keep pretty much ruining the game on purpose. So I know it's my opinion that the game is ruined, but I don't think anybody likes playing against this. And what else do people not like playing against that I can't believe they printed? Let's see. Have you ever played against... Let's see, where is this card? Hold on. I'm looking for Core 2020 here, somewhere in this list. I'm semi-okay with most of these rares, and in Core 2020, I don't think there's anything too bad as far as broken-wise. Some of these Cavaliers are questionable. Like this one, this Cavalier Flame is obviously just semi-close to broken, but at least it's not the worst, most annoying thing in the world. I think Yarik's pretty annoying, but it doesn't matter that much. Now, and then we get to Agent of Treachery. This thing is so abusable and so annoying that this makes people want to quit the game. For sure. There's so many little flicker and recursion combos where you can just keep proccing his steal a permanent. Permanent! If it was like, take control of a creature, it might be alright. Take control of an artifact creature, it might be alright. But permanent? You can just find little flicker combos with this guy and just steal your opponent's board in 1 or 2 turns. And it's not that hard to set up. You basically have to discard him. And the engine has begun. It's mind-blowingly silly that they printed a card like this. And that's not the only one in Core 2020. There's also, Golos. There's some problems with Golos. You'll see this number continue to rise as people catch on to how Golos works. It's just going to continue to rise indefinitely. Let's see what else is a problem. This is somewhat a problem. I don't know how this got through, but this is the kind of thing that will be played in Modern or Pioneer indefinitely. So this card is just going to continue to rise. How's it only at 225? I don't know. This is probably going to be at like $50 in a year or two as soon as it goes out of print. Same with a lot of these cards I'm talking about, because they're just so broken that they win you the game and they make your opponent not ever want to play again. So winning the game's cool, but making people not ever want to play again? Well, who are you going to play Magic against? Nobody's playing anymore. Risen Reef. This is another one I wanted to talk about. Anytime someone drops this, you pretty much have to kill it or face being annoyed the whole game. And probably losing because your opponent's just going to draw a bunch of cards and get a bunch of lands in play. I don't understand why they printed something like this. Things that like scale like some of these cards do. Pretty crazy. Some more crazy cards that I'm really surprised they printed. Well, Voracious Hydra is obviously really good. It's going to continue to go up. Villas is obviously broken. Always going to go up. What else? I mean, there's just a bunch of cards. They've been doing this like crazy recently. I don't understand. I don't know if they're trying to get people back into Magic, which may sort of work, but. And the first time I read Emery, I was like, my mind was blown. 1 mana for a 1/2 where you can just play all the artifacts in your graveyard indefinitely, and it mills you for 4 when it enters the battlefield. How is this only worth 260 and going down? What? So yeah, this is one that'll probably hit like $40-50 before too long because it's a 1-drop. It's a 1-drop. I don't know if I know it says 3, but you're gonna have if you're playing this, you're gonna have artifacts in play already, probably first turn, second turn, and then you're just gonna drop it for 1. Nutty. It just never ends. You can go through every recent set and find just absurd, unfun to play against stuff. And have you seen these gods? When someone plays God Eternal Kefnet turn 3 or turn 4, like what do? You either insta-kill it, or you get double spells at you all game. All game. And it's, on top of that, as if being a 4/5 flying for 4, it wasn't good enough. You just get to you just get double spells all game? How's this only worth $5? What? I mean, if anyone's smart about investing in Magic, and you could take any of these cards I'm talking about and buy, like, I don't know, just buy all of them, just unlimited amounts, and then in like 2 years, flip them for their current value, and you just doubled your money. It's like the best, most obvious stock market, but it's not going to work if everyone quits playing because these cards are so annoying to play against. So that assumes that people are going to keep playing, and obviously they are. Like, it's such a big game and so widespread that people aren't just going to all quit at once. But I know personally that a lot of people quit playing Magic because they're so annoyed by how the games turn out. This is another one that's just sort of broken. I know, a pretty expensive card, so maybe it's a little balanced because it's hard to cast. But $150 for Niv Mizzet Perun, that's nuts. This card is sort of an auto win. If you can just ever cast it, you just win the game basically. There seems to be a lot of stuff like that. I don't know. I could go on, but this video is getting pretty long. I think I made my point. Pretty much anything that doesn't let you play the game, or it's just scales into infinite so easily, or scales big enough to go through your whole deck within a turn or two, and they're just printing it. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention the Great Henge. This is an auto win. If you get this in play, you basically win the game unless they kill it right away. There's just so many cards like that. I feel like there's not, the quality of games is not what it could be, just because it's always about ignore that, and that's a deal breaker. Kill it or I lose. Ignore that, kill it or I lose. It's like you have to make a choice when you're playing between kill it or I lose, or that doesn't even matter. So there's just, I don't know the answer to this other than to stop printing cards of this nature. Stop printing cards like Agent of Treachery. I don't know how that got through. Stop printing cards like Risen Reef. How did that get through? Risen Reef's probably not that big of a problem because it's a 1/1 for 3. So, but if you leave it alone, or if multiple copies get in play, it's a little ridiculous. Some of these higher casting cost ones are a little harder to judge because they cost a lot anyway. Wow, Mystical Dispute just keeps going up. Nice. Yeah, it is very, very good. And blue's anti-blue card. I guess they need it. And they can stop messing with other colors and just counter each other. Where's War of the Spark? The biggest offender, in my opinion, is... where is he? The Teferi. Any card that says your opponent can't play spells, or can only play spells when they cast a sorcery, just, there's a lot of these in the past that basically say you're not allowed to play anymore. And it bounces stuff, and it draws you cards, and it lets you cast your sorceries as though they had flash. Yeah, wow. Okay. Oh, what? I don't know how else to address this. Well, it's out there. I've said it. Does anyone else notice this absolute ridiculousness in Magic that makes you want to quit playing? I think it's a real problem with Wizards. I think that's why a decline will start again soon. It's because they're just printing too many broken cards. And it's really not about cards being too good. It's just about them being too obnoxious to play against that it makes people not want to play anymore, or have no option but to play 4 copies of that annoying card, or else they stand no chance, and then everybody's just, it's just like all the same deck out there. So let's look at this tournament. It looks like ever since Oko got banned, Jund Food, or Food in general, has been doing really good, which makes sense right now. white-blue. There's only one white-blue in this top 5. I'm sort of surprised. Oh, it's white-black, I mean. Oh, this is an interesting deck. Okay, well, we're seeing some variety. A little more than I honestly expected when I started making this video. But Jeskai Fires, of course, has 4 Tefris. If you're running these colors, you just absolutely have to have 4 of these to be tournament ready. You know, if you don't have 4 Tefris, you might as well go back to work and keep saving up, as you have no option. And it's kind of the same with Cavalier Flame and Gales too. It's like that with any tournament deck, but just look at the price on this guy. You can see how much in demand a card is by its price. And Teferi's not even mythic. He's just that broken. I mean, why didn't they make him 4 to cast? If he was 4, there'd be a little more balance. Probably still broken, to be honest. If he was 5, he'd still be borderline broken, but he probably wouldn't be in every tournament deck. But he should be 5, obviously. I mean, this is way too low of a casting cost. And same with Oko. Alright, I'm going to end the video. Let me know what you guys think. What other problems we got with Magic. I'm a long-time fan, player, etc. So ultimately I'm rooting for the game. But I can see this. It's like, from a player's perspective, it seems clear as day that people quit the game because of cards like Teferi. And there's just no way that research and development at Wizards doesn't notice that. There's just no way. I mean, I'm one person and I see it. If they got a whole team of people trying to figure stuff out, surely one of them has brought it up. Or maybe not. As you may have heard. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I have a feeling it's somewhat like walking on eggshells working for Wizards right now. At least in the Magic department. Maybe it's always like that. Yeah, it's a big game. It's there's a lot to think about. Alright, that's it. See you guys later.